Now, the Islamabad High Court reportedly has reserved its verdict on the PML-N supremo Nawaz Sharif's application, seeking continuity of his two pending cases. Now, the High Court has reinstated Nawaz Sharif's appeals against his conviction in the Avonfield and the Al-Azizia sentences. The verdict, which was reserved earlier today, was announced by a division bench comprising of Chief Justice Amar Farooq and Justice Miangul Hassan Aurangzeb. The bench has issued the verdict while hearing Nawaz's plea seeking protective bail in the cases and also for restoring his appeals against his conviction. In July 2018, Nawaz Sharif was in fact handed to 10 years in prison in the Avonfield properties corruption, referencing to the ownership of assets beyond known his sources of income, and also 1 year for not cooperating with the NAB, which was to be served concurrently. Nawaz was released from jail in March 2019, following which he left for London in November 2019 after the LHC had allowed him to do so on medical grounds. Now, the IHC has now declared him as a proclaimed offender in both cases in December 2020. Nawaz Sharif then remained in London for nearly about 4 years and then only returned to the country earlier this month. The PML-N leader was granted protective bail in both cases after arriving back in Pakistan following the arguments. Now, the court has reserved the verdict on these petitions. So this is the latest that is in fact coming out in terms of this case of Nawaz Sharif. And remember, Nawaz Sharif in fact made his return back to Pakistan, where he addressed a gathering of the PML-N workers in Lahore just a few days back. And the Islamabad High Court, which was hearing his case, has now reserved its verdict on the PML-N supremo Nawaz Sharif's application seeking continuity of bail in his two pending cases. This is, of course, the latest bit of information that has come in. Nawaz Sharif is, of course, hoping that he can contest the elections that are due in the month of January. And these are the latest visuals. Nawaz Sharif flanked by his brother, the former Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, and also some of the other top leaders of the PML-N party, the Pakistan Muslim League. And my colleague Anas Malik is, of course, tracking the developments very closely for us. Now, Anas, cutting through this legal jargon, give us a sense of what's in fact happened today in the cases pertaining to Nawaz Sharif.
Well, Saleh, I was inside the Islamabad High Court courtroom number 1 a short while back, where Nawaz Sharif was, and he was flanked by his party, other leaders of his party. There were a couple of questions that were hurled at him, and in response to one such question by a journalist, the only response that he gave, the question was asked that, would you be demanding a date for elections? And Nawaz Sharif said that I need to be free from here first, implying that the judicial struggle is not over. Today, the Islamabad High Court heard his cases, heard his appeals, seeking continuity of the cases, challenging his previous sentences or convictions. And a short while back that was announced, they have reinstated his right to appeal, and now there will be continuity. Now, what we're expecting is that Nawaz Sharif's lawyer will be filing for the case to be fixed before the Islamabad High Court, and then in the normal cause list, the cases will be taken up, and subsequently the convictions can possibly be overturned, for the very fact that the National Accountability Bureau is practically not contesting the case, saying that and essentially giving a walkover to Nawaz Sharif and his legal team. So going forward, what we're expecting is that in probably weeks ahead, Nawaz Sharif will be a free man to contest elections. Saleh?
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Anas Malik, for joining us and getting us all those details there. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.